Good morning, y'all. It is Monday. What is today's date? I don't even know what the date is. Corey, do you know what the date is? 11th or 12th of June. Corey and I are on our way back from the coast. We went down to Myrtle Beach over the weekend. And so we're on our way back, sadly. Back to reality, back to work tomorrow. But we had a good time. Good breakaway, literally breakaway. She's putting on our brakes, cars slowing down in front of us. So anyway, just want to jump on here, read something, and then reflect on something we saw Saturday. Psalm 93, verse 1, and we're going to read verses 1 through 5, just 5 verses. The Lord reigneth, he is clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed with strength, wherewith he hath girded himself. The world also is established, that it cannot be moved. Thy throne is established of old, thou art from everlasting. The floods have lifted up, O Lord. The floods have lifted up their voice. The floods lift up their waves. The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. The testimonies are very short. Thy testimonies are very short. Holiness becometh thine house, O Lord, forever. I want to just reflect on verse 5. The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. Now, Corey and I stayed right on the coast, down there in Myrtle Beach over the weekend. We had a hotel room, and we had a balcony. We're on the 5th floor, and we could look at the beach. So that was our view. We actually went into the water twice. There Friday night when we got there, and then on Saturday. We didn't Sunday because we went out on the ocean to see some dolphins. And I tell you, those waves and that ocean, it's a lot more powerful once you actually get down in it. When we went out Saturday afternoon, we went out during high tide. We went out on low tide Friday night, and the water was pretty shallow. But we went out on high tide, and the water was probably, I want to say, 5 foot higher maybe than what it was before. And we went down to the spot on the beach that I could see with my sunglasses, my polarized sunglasses. I could see where there were some deeper spots. We want to go into deeper spots just to experience a little bit. Nothing deep. I mean, it was up to my shoulders where we went. But as we walked out into the ocean on the beach there, the waves are coming up crashing on the shore. And where they were coming up crashing on the shore, it actually dipped real quick. And when those waves would come up, they would hit us, and literally they would suck us down into that spot. And like that, I mean, it knocked us over completely. Both of us fell. Poor Corey scraped up her knee. I'm surprised I didn't scrape up my elbows, my knees, and everything else. I mean, it was fun, but it was scary at the same time. The force of those waves coming up and hitting you, and then they could, as they would pull back down, that force pulls you down. And it was just unbelievable. It was kind of, honestly, it was scary. And once we got out past where that little drop was on the beach right there, we learned how to, as the waves would come up and push, we learned to just go up with the wave and come back down. We couldn't stay in place. But if you didn't know what you were doing, it's very easy to get yourself sucked out. Now, thankfully, there's a little deeper spot up to my shoulders, and then, 10 foot past that, it went back up high again. And I don't know if the ocean and the waves and everything kind of cut that little area out there, I guess, is how that worked. But in that spot, and we didn't know that it went back up. We just knew that right there, we learned to navigate those spots with those waves. And then there was another thing getting back up out of the water. But you know what? Even though that wave, that sea was powerful, and when we went out on a dolphin cruise yesterday. Just a brief dolphin cruise to go out and see where these dolphins kind of hang out. But that boat we were on was rocking back and forth like this. I mean, it was rocking really hard. But that's not the wildest part of the ocean. There's parts of the ocean where they get 30, 40, 50 feet, 60-foot swells and knock those ships all over the place. But you know what? Even those waves even those ocean currents aren't as strong and as powerful as our God is. Those scary waves, those powerful waves, aren't as strong and mighty and powerful as our God is. Our God that we serve caused a flood on this earth that swelled those ocean waters, swelled those seas up and up and up until the whole earth was covered. That's how powerful our God is. And He's even more powerful than even that. So let's look back here, verse 4. The Lord is high, the Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. He's more mighty than all of that. What a mighty, powerful God we serve. Hopefully you hear that, because we're on traveling here. We're on our way back to home. We'll be home in probably about 8 hours, give or take. Depends on how long we take when we break for our lunch and switch driving. So I just wanted to get on here. I've done a devotion since Thursday. Took Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So I haven't done a devotion since then. But what thought was in my head was those mighty waves and that mighty ocean. That power pales in comparison of the might and power of our God. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you all have a good week. God bless you all, and talk to you tomorrow.